Every year, technology has become more and more advanced, started with the inventions of electricity to cars, telephone to internet, computer, and now artificial intelligence and robots. We humans never stop exploring and searching for something in the future. Technology has become more essential in human lives. It helps our life more convenient, like machines in the factories and robots in the laboratories. Robots are created to assist human in their everyday agenda. It helps human in aspects like reminding a schedule, helping clean the house, and some of them are built to be emotional support to humans. Scientists never stop inventing a perfect robots where it can communicate and do what normal people can do, which sometimes give us creeps because of the features robots and how some of them acted like a real human. In this case study, we will be discussing about the uncanny valley. Uncanny valley is a phrase invented by Masahiro Mori back in the 1970s, where robots lose its comfortability as it gets more realistic or more human-like. This case study will be discussing the studies regarding the uncanny valley and the implementation and recommendations regarding the uncanny valley.
Masahiro Mori, a professor at the Tokyo Institute of Technology in the 1970s, was the first to express the idea of the uncanny valley. The phrase uncanny valley was invented by Mori to represent his finding that robot attraction increases as they resemble humans, but only to a point. The uncanny valley gets its name from the way a simulation loses comfortability as it gets closer to being realistic but falls short. Simulations that are missing key components that closely resemble reality typically fail to evoke the desired response. An unnerving or uncomfortable sensation that some individuals have while viewing creatures that aren't quite human, such as humanoid, robots, and lifelike computer-generated characters, is known as the uncanny valley phenomena. Another hypothesis contends that the existential fear of being replaced by robots is the root of the uncanny valley. This goes along with the notion that when we see a robot that resembles us in every way but is obviously artificial, it violates our expectations or standards of what people and robots should look like.
Masahiro Mori's concept of the uncanny valley in game design was introduced in the 1970s by Masahiro Mori, the founder of Robocon and president of the Mukta Research Institute. Mori created the graphic to represent this, which has two axes: human likeness horizontal and familiarity vertical. Movement helps perception of alive and sentient, as exemplified by Travis. A study from the University of Duisburg-Essen in Germany used functional MRI to see how much people empathize with robots compared to humans. Pleo is an animatronic pet dinosaur toy created by Invo Labs in 2006 that has a ton of cool features. The study found that most people empathized with Pleo, but that if something non-human is given human qualities, it starts to look like an imperfect simulation. This has implications for human-computer interactions relationships, as if we have something with a lot of robot characteristics and few human characteristics, the human characteristics will stand out more. To create a realistic and human gaming experience, we need to observe and use humans as our foundation. Minimalistic stylization is a way to create a relatable, likable character. But it depends on the type of game and resources available. Games need to focus on personality, fidelity, and collaboration to create believable experiences.
Uncanny Valley ay isang pakiramdam o nararanasang emosyon ng isang tao kapag nakakakita ito ng mga bagay na bago tulad ng mga robot or androids na parang halos mukha ng mga tao dahil nakakadama ito rin ng mga emosyon. Isa ng ibang tao nakakaramdam ng kakaiba na para bang nalidiri sila o natatakot dahil hindi na masyado para itong tao kung umasta. Karaniwang nararamdaman natin ito sa mga palabas, mga pelikula na may magaling at magandang CGI. Minsan ay mapapaisip tayo kung gawa nga ba ito ng tao o posible nga ba ang mga bagay na ito. Isa sa mga implications ng Uncanny Valley ay robots o katangian ng isang na-develop dahil sa teknolohiya na may tinataglay na parang mga katauhan. Minsan ay parang tao din ito na nakikisalamuha sa paligid nito. Isa rin dito ay ang digital avatars. Sa panahon ngayon, lahat ay accessible na sa lahat ng tao, lalo na sa internet. Kahit na pati ang therapy ay nagagamit na rin ito para magkaroon tayo ng consultation sa mga eksperto. Kasama na rin dito ang film at game design na kung saan ay parang masyadong makatotohanan na ang mga napapanood at nakikita natin sa mga palabas, pelikula at mga laro sa panahon ngayon. Makatutulong ang exposure sa mga bagay na ito upang mawala ang Uncanny Valley.
The specific recommendation or implementation plan for solving or avoiding the uncanny valley in our experiences is to create photorealistic animation and move to the far right side of the chart. Use stylized animation and stay safely on the left side of the chart. We should focus on character development, narrative, non-linear design strategies, creating presence, game mechanics, and other less visual elements. We can also adapt strategies developed over the centuries by puppeteers, including focusing on human-like character movement such as walking, breathing, shifting weight, and blinking. So one obvious solution is to simply record 360-degree video instead of creating animated experiences. Lastly, don't forget the sound. High-quality immersive audio is more important than visual realism in VR and video games. Another approach is to match human proportions with realistic textures, not mixing non-human and human elements, and ensuring that behaviors, appearance, and abilities do not conflict. So another approach is to create tools or devices that simply do not seek to mimic a human appearance. As technology continues to advance, it is possible that robots and digital animations could become so incredibly realistic that they simply blend with reality so people don't experience discomfort or anxiety. So it is important for designers to consider the audience emotional response.
As time passes, technology advances, and here in the Uncanny Valley, they have a project or propose a human-like robot claiming that they want it to be friendly and comfortable to operate. They want it to seem spectacular as if it were the best human robot construction. After a few decades, they discovered that the Uncanny Valley has consequences. The cognitive conflict wherein psychological state characterized by a disparity between cognitive structure and experience or between different cognitive structure such as mental representation that organize knowledge, beliefs, value, motives, and needs, and evolutionary psychology wherein any attempts to adopt an evolutionary perspective or human behavior by argumenting psychology with the core ideas of evolutionary biology. They claim that in actuality, aiming for a non-human design and increasing human likeness as much as possible are both beneficial in avoiding uncanny emotions. For me, it's fine that they thought that uncanny feeling would go away if they avoided the human-like robot. But I also thought that whether or not the robot is human-like, it is possible that it has a negative impact on humans. If that's still one of their goals in building it. It reminds me of the Filipino film Maria Leonora Teresa. It's great that the world is getting better, but it's not great that we're becoming so reliant on robots. The entertainment that you will actually utilize real-world interactions is better because there are possibilities for being reliant and there will be no more interactions with other people as it develops. Perhaps future researchers could look for possible positive reasons to have a human-like robot that will not impact people's psychological well-being, such as what is in a human-like robot that you can cope with if they want to improve it. What would it accomplish besides make home chores easier and other than entertaining?